Hi, and welcome to the bonus episode of AnthroPawlogy Unearthed. I'm your host, Lachlan Vester, and today is a short little snippet of a conversation I had last year, which is crazy to say. Things have been moving kind of slow since the first episode because of the final season at school and break. However, we're back, and so this is a conversation I had with Sage Grove um, about a month and a half ago now, which is, like I said, crazy. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Here it is.
Hello, my name is Sage Grove. I'm Buzzard Clan from the Anakima Atam people from the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community on my mother's side and the Kohari Tuscarora people on my father's side. I'm a first-year student here at NC State in the sociology department.
In your experience, how did the education system handle Native culture within the classroom?
Growing up in the area I grew up in Garner, North Carolina, and the Native American history was glazed over at best, and the accomplishments and contributions from Native people were obsolete in the curriculum. A form of paper genocide is basically going on. So while the physical genocide, while we survived that, it continues on as we are erased from the pages of history.
Right. So sort of in the similar sense to most genocides, you're saying that the people who propagated the colonizers essentially are burning their own paper trail as they go, and that's still being propagated in the classroom today.
Yes, definitely.
So, not to be too crazy direct, but have you noticed the system failing not only you, but your loved ones?
That is a very loaded question,
Yeah.
but for me personally, we know from Keep Siegel v. Vilsack, the class action lawsuit where the USDA discriminated against Native American farmers and ranchers in the way it operated the farm loan program. My great-grandfather was one of those small Native American farmers. He was denied money while white farmers were awarded money, giving them the ability to expand their wealth. Families such as my own had to fight tooth and nail just to maintain. It continues on today. Native rural families find these red linings with the ability to qualify for loans in general, where it's easier for other demographics. And, education is another generational long problem. There are in an Indian community here in North Carolina, schools are in these Native spaces. They're heavily underfunded and locked out of opportunities that other students are afforded.
Right, because education is the way out for most people. If you're in a difficult situation, educating yourself and your family members and people around you is a great way to climb the ladder, make your way up. But if you're holding education back from people, you're also holding those people back, essentially.
Yeah. So my grandfather, he was one of the first to graduate from Campbell University, and he was a bit of a unicorn in his community because he came from, I believe, a family of 13 household of 13, and my grandma helped him put himself through college by working in a factory, and they really just fought for everything they had, and he knew that the only way out was education, and he ended up really enforcing the Commission on Indian Affairs, and that is what sponsors and hold such a voice for Native people today in North Carolina.
So we've established the system is broken, especially through education funding. What are your suggestions for creating a better system for everyone?
That is, that is a very interesting question to come to terms with myself. But, in terms of a system that is bettered for everyone, the country would be better if the regulatory agencies that oversee such things of what I've stated, education and banking systems that have been a little wintered by this administration, be reinstated. So, like, I guess a set of watchers to be instated, and America coming to terms of its true history is a major component. Like, how are we supposed to move forward if the roadblock is still there?
Right. So we've established the system is broken and there's still roadblocks. And a lot of that comes from deep-rooted racism within the system. Have you experienced this type of racism based on your native roots, either systematically or personally?
I have personally, definitely. I'd rather not go into the specifics of those situations. I've, already dealt with it and moved on for those. And a lot of native, traditional teachings is if you keep giving something power by speaking on it, it'll just, kind of stay there. And that's not for just things with racism, but it's any life troubles you go through. But yeah, that's about it. It's more, I would say, in the South, especially in a little higher income places, it's more passive. But yeah, I just won't get into the specifics of those.
All right. And how would you describe the experience of being native in the Southeast in North Carolina in particular?
Being native from North Carolina, it's like, I'm connected to the Kahari community, a small recognized tribal community, but I have ties to Halifax and Robinson County through my lineages. So it's one native from a specific community is not just tied to that one. With our lineages, we're tied to all of them. Well, tied to like a lot of them are interconnected, and some of this happened because of schools like the East Carolina Indian School, where multiple counties of students were sent to one school where they socialized due to it being their only option of education because of segregation laws. And, I'm very proud of being from Native communities that fought through little to no resources and no federal recognition with wardship, who built towns and enterprise from the ground up for future generations. And the amount of encouragement and compassion Natives down here have is remarkable for each other. And I have never been in another space where I have felt it almost like it's like a collective effervescence, like warms your soul, and it feels like you're sitting around with family, even if y'all just met. And it's not only in recognized tribal communities, it's also in university settings, such as, here NASA and the natives that come to MSA. It's wherever wherever natives are going to be, we're, known for being like loud and always, like laughter's medicine to us. And there's just no time I've been around a big group of natives and I haven't felt loved or I haven't felt welcomed.
That's beautiful. Is there anything else you would like to add to close us out?
The only thing I have to add is, thank you for having me. I love your message and what y'all are doing here. And for like the listeners, don't be afraid to enrich yourself in Native culture, like educating yourself, because there's a little misunderstanding on how Natives are around like the southern part, especially the Southeast. But, I think we're a great group of people, and there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of community, and yeah.
Thank you to my guests, Samuel Lowry and Sage Grove, for joining me. AnthroPawlogy Unearthed is a podcast from WKNC 88.1 HD1 Raleigh. Our theme music is produced by Sam White. I'm your host, Lachlan Vester, and I look forward to seeing you next time.